Hurricane Fernand. Yeah, that's what the models are showing in the next 48 hours as it heads toward the north. We're also watching a sneaky system that's heading toward the Caribbean. Hi, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Justice, keeping you up to date along the way. If you're new to this channel, please like this video, comment in the comment section where you're watching from right now, and hit that subscribe button. I will keep you posted around the clock with all new developments as we move forward here. I want to scrub through this GFS model first and just show you kind of the ballpark of what's going on. Post-tropical, Aaron, moving away. Good riddance, Aaron, right? We're glad to get rid of you. Going into this weekend, you see this curl up right there. That's Fernand forming, and will continue to move toward the northeast of Bermuda. So this front that's coming through the eastern United States, bringing in some big-time cool air, is going to push Fernand away and actually spare Bermuda, according to the latest computer models, but likely getting to a tropical storm or a hurricane. Meanwhile, let me draw your attention back down toward the Gulf, or I should say the Caribbean. You see this moisture plume going toward the Caribbean islands? Yeah, we need to watch the Lesser Antilles Sunday. That's where we could have at least some big-time rain coming in. I don't think it's going to be too dangerous just yet, but a very dry air and wind shear are kind of tearing the system apart right now. But as it moves toward the Caribbean, notice how that big plume of moisture spirals back up. This could become organized or more of a threat into the Caribbean Sea as we go into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So Jamaica, I'm watching it for you. Central America, we're watching it for you as well. But right now, I'm not overly concerned about this system. It looks to stay pretty sloppy and disorganized. Beyond that, it looks like as we go toward Labor Day weekend, things are looking okay. Let's start wide right now and kind of zoom in a little bit. There's a lot to look at on the infrared satellite, including this next front that's coming through, set to change the weather in the east for a big way. Midwest, where are you watching from right now? It's going to get cool just about anywhere you're watching right now, except for Florida. Florida, you're kind of stuck in the warmth right now. As expected, you wouldn't expect to be cool just yet. But look at this blow up of thunderstorms right here. That's the one that could become Fernand and move east to Bermuda. Then you got this wave right here, which is still kind of defying the models and looking alive, but barely. Let's look at what could be Fernand. It's getting a bit more actual action here in the center of circulation. Most of the thunderstorms have been well north of it. And as we look at the latest from the National Hurricane Center, pretty good chance we're going to get a name out of this soon. Another chance is we're looking toward the south of that. So southern part of the Caribbean islands, Lesser Antilles, we're watching this second system for you. So first things first, this track goes up toward the north. And as we look at the intensity, many of the models do show a tropical storm, so a name system nonetheless. Fernand's going to be checked off. That will be our next name system of the year. And some models do show it getting up to a hurricane. Thankfully, the GFS, its surrounding models, in good agreement with this, not only staying away from the United States, but also away from the 60,000 plus people that live in Bermuda and those that are visiting right now. Anybody there? Yeah, what a blessing that is. Here we go. Watching this other wave that it's trying to stay alive. It should have been kaput by now, according to the models earlier this week. But this is going to be tracking toward the west, and we'll have to watch that because, models are still showing it staying alive, whatever it is. So some rain, some extra thunder, we're looking out for that for Sunday, okay? Tropical depression, maybe tropical storm. All right, that's kind of the theme here. Latest GFS plumes take it over the Caribbean islands by Sunday, and then once it's in the Caribbean, if it's still a thing, then it could become something because of less hostile conditions. As we look at the GFS ensemble plots, pretty good agreement with the direction of it. The ships is the one model that's kind of thinking, hey, this thing could become something. It's got a tropical storm forming and heading toward the Caribbean islands by Sunday. Then it's got a Category 1 hurricane. It is showing the max potential intensity going up once it gets into the Caribbean. So, yeah, we could have a hurricane according to the ship's model. The rest of the model is not really showing that. But while the max potential energy goes up, so does the wind shear. So this thing's going to be just kind of battling the odds throughout its existence here. It is going to be getting into some warmer waters. That's one thing that'll be working for it. And the moisture levels go from very dry, where it's at right now, to in a better, more muggy environment, which could give it some fuel to kind of stay alive. So what do the models show? All right, let's get back to that. You see down toward the south, that little plume cropping up right there on the Euro AI. Let's look at the European regular OG run as we map this out. I think I went too far. Let's rewind that. There goes possible Fernand. Here comes this other system right here. Is it a name system? Is it just something sloppy? Either way, it looks like some good rain headed toward the Caribbean islands going into Sunday. All right, that continues to move into the Caribbean. You see right there. Does it consolidate anything? Nothing more than a big plume of moisture, according to the European model. We can look at the pressure differential and kind of rewind that same thing and see what it's looking like in the same time frame. Nothing really organized or strong. So that's the good news. And looking at the precipitation, I mean, it's quite a bit of rainfall. You see that building for the Caribbean islands. We're talking 3, 4, 5 inches of rain, and then going toward the Central America here. I mean, you're talking 5+ inches of rain there. So that is some pretty good rain. As we look at Aaron leaving, got Fernand becoming a compact little storm east of Bermuda. You got some wind in here coming toward the Caribbean. I mean, we're talking 30, 40, maybe 50-mile-per-hour winds. So a low-end tropical storm possible. Okay, so do we get 2 named storm systems in the next 3 or 4 days? It's possible. But the good news I can tell you is, as I map these models out, the threats toward or near the United States look to be pretty minimal. The key here is I want to show you this. Notice the plume of moisture. So if we're tracking it, is it this, is it this, and does that continue to work its way to the west? And then does it cross Central America and then get into the Gulf? This GFS model is showing it's a stretch, but some of that moisture originating from there. Watch it pop out of the Yucatan Peninsula here. Let's go toward the end of this model run. I mean, it's there. You see it right there toward the end? Do we get a little spiral, a little something to try to crop up toward Labor Day for the Texas-Mexico border? I mean, it's possible. The models have shown that a couple of different ways, a couple of different times, but even when you look at the pressure here, toward the end of this GFS model, it's got 1,006 low. So, I mean, it's not strong, but it's there, and it's shortly after Labor Day. What is the GFS model showing intensity-wise? It's got Fernand pretty well pegged. It's got that rain, that moisture moving toward the Caribbean. Okay, so at least some rain. Nothing too organized, consolidated. A couple of waves moving off the coast of Africa Saturday of Labor Day weekend, but not much cooking other than that. How about the 18Z Euro AI? Maybe something leaving the United States after Labor Day, but nothing really cropping up or coming that way thereafter. All right, how about the European ensembles? It's still got that action coming in the Caribbean. So, I mean, the signal is there. The possibility is there. It's just how there is going to be the question moving forward. So, folks, what do you got planned for Labor Day weekend? Let me pull up your comments here from our last video, is last time we talked, and let's keep this conversation going because, folks, I sure do appreciate you being here. Wherever you're at on Labor Day weekend, right now at least, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good forecast. I don't see much in the way of problems. I don't see us getting anything kind of sneaky or surprising coming in. I think it's a really straightforward forecast coming in as we move forward here. So again, folks, let me know where you're watching from right now. I always appreciate you watching right now. We got Nelson checking in here, a 38-year pro Met, retired. All right, here watching from Roan Mountain, Tennessee. Love, thanks for your videos. Nelson, hey, thank you so much for saying hello. And hey, congrats to a career, 38 years. So you've been there, done that, tracked these things, so you know how this time of the year can be, and I'm sure you're enjoying the other side of it now. I tell you what, I'm a ways away from any kind of retirement, but the number one thing I think I look forward to about retirement is actually sipping on that first cup of coffee, looking out over a porch and snowing and just pouring snow and me not having to worry about the coverage or the snow there. That is the thing. I love snow, so that's one thing. Greetings, y'all, from Carolina, Puerto Rico. All right. Thank you for watching, Amelia. Thanks, Chris, watching from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm watching from Woodlands, Texas. I've lived in Texas for 15 years. I'm originally from Easley. I really enjoy your forecasts and wonderful, honest information you provide. Thank you for what you do, and please take care and stay safe. David, thank you so much for saying that. Very kind words. And, hey, from a former person that lives in the upstate, thank you for still watching in Texas. Pensacola in the house. We always worry about storms. Well, you know, I'll keep you posted for sure, Wally. Thank you for watching. We got watching from the western upper peninsula of Michigan. Great coverage. All right. Thanks for watching. Tiverton, sounds right. Tiverton, Rhode Island. Thank you for your great reporting. All right, let's translate this to English. Blessings to you. I'm a subscriber of you. Blessings from Cuba. All right. Thank you so much. Suriname in the house. Okay. Toronto. However, my family is in Bermuda. Thank you for your forecast. They are detailed, but not too much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Watching from Cincinnati, Ohio. Thank you for your hard work, Javen. We got beautiful foothills of South Carolina. Wishing all a good day. Wake Forest in the house. Central Savannah River Valley area. River area. Kingston, Jamaica in the house. Thank you, Andrew. Tallahassee. Love your in-depth coverage, Denise. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate you. Good news and praying that Labor Day is that good. Watching from Sebring, Florida. Yeah, the Labor Day is looking fantastic, folks. I'll show you the outlook here in just a second. So good. Watching in Trinidad. Hi. Watching from the island of Barbados. Thank you for amazing forecast. Morning watching from St. Lucia. Thanks for the update and keep it up. You bet. I certainly will. Watching Sunday, Monday for you. This time of year, you can get a sneaky little system coming in. Doesn't look to be strong, but, we never can let our guard down. Doesn't look like it has the capacity to become a big, bad system. So, that's one thing that's on our side. Watching from Puerto Rico, we got tropical forecast. Virginia in the house between Lynchburg and Roanoke, west part of the state. Yes, amen. Watching from Long Island, Bahamas. St. Vincent and the Grenadines watching right now. Norfolk, Virginia. Citrus County, Florida. St. Lucia in the house. Trinidad and Tobago watching. We're paying attention to it. Thank you for that, and I will keep you posted. Share with your family and friends. Grenada in the house in the Caribbean. Okay. San Juan, Puerto Rico. All right. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon from North Augusta, South Carolina. The nature island of Dominica in the Caribbean. All right. Got another one from the Dominica. All right. Santa Fe, Texas, South Carolina, the Bahamas. Pray over and protect Florida. Cynthia, thank you for watching. You bet. Watching from Florida, Pamela Brown. Watching from New York City. Great video. We'll continue to keep you posted from the Big Apple. Thank you for tuning in. Fernand, where did that come from? Good morning, Chris. We will see about that storm. Watching from Sarasota. Rose, thank you, and good morning to you as you're watching this. Hope you're having some good coffee. Should be a nice weekend in Sarasota. I got to get down to Sarasota again soon. Puerto Rico, Jacksonville, Florida, Nassau, Bahamas, Atlanta, Georgia, Barbados, thank you for your efforts. Another one from Barbados. You bet, Ann. We got Pensacola in the house, Daytona Beach, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. Seems like we can breathe normal for a week and see what comes up. I think that's right. I think we got about a week here of not much drama. I mean, this time of the year, we count our blessings where we can. I count my blessings all year, but you know what I mean. When we're not tracking anything big and bad, that's a blessing this time of the year because you know it can be. Raleigh, North Carolina, Miami, Florida. A lull in the season now that Aaron is gone. Thankful, 100%. Dominica in the house. Good morning. St. Croix, Grand Cayman, Jamaica, U.S. Virgin Islands. Hi, Frank. St. Thomas. Downstate Mount Pleasant. Like the long range looks. Me too. Guadalupe in the house. Tampa, Florida. All right. Thank you for watching. Great dude, good meteorologist. Thank you, Mary. Who we got in the house? Congratulations. All right. Thank you. Watching from Vancouver, Canada. Thank you. Hurricane Florence sent me on a journey from Carolina Beach to Simpsonville, South Carolina, and now I live in Orlando, Florida since 10/19. Romans 8:28. Florida was the best state to be during the pandemic. Plandemic is what you said. Okay. I love the Bible verse. Thank you for that. And you've been kind of all over, escaping the big bad stuff, and now you're kind of right there at it. And, I'll keep you posted with some good reports there in Central Florida. So tell your family and friends. Loudon, Texas in the house, Bronson, Florida, Trinidad and Tobago. We don't usually get touched by hurricanes. We're just on the outside of the hurricane tracks. If we do get one, it's usually the start of hurricane season, like Beryl last year, Brent in 2017. I think it was after that, most of the storms go north of us, but who knows? Yeah, you're right. I mean, most of the storms by that time are kind of in that main development region just north of you, so that is great. Watching from the Dutch side of St. Martin. All right, Sullivan, one of my favorite islands. We've been to Simpson Bay Resort a couple of times. Just love the island, love the people, so kind, just such a beautiful island. I just want you to know I do love visiting St. Martin. Anybody else watching from St. Martin right now? I love that, first of all. Second of all, just thank you for your trust when it comes to these storms. Arizona in the house. We got Mabane, North Carolina. I'm saying that right. Grant Valcaria, Florida. We got Anguilla in the house, West Indies. Dominica watching, Puerto Rico, Port Richey, Florida. Los Angeles in the house, okay. Watching from the Caribbean islands of Trinidad and Tobago. Cold front will block anything on the East Coast next 7 to 8 days at least, everyone in September. No doubt. Yeah, most likely. We're keeping a close watch on it, though. Wilmington, Asheville, Belton, Galveston, Texas, Prince Edward Island, Rose Hill, North Carolina, British Virgin Islands, Oakfield, Maine, Cape Breton, South Carolina, or no, it's just South Carolina, Canada, sunny Orlando, Florida. Wonderful. Fort Lauderdale, we got Inglis, Florida, Maine. We need rain. It's a bad drought. You definitely are in a drought right now. We got St. Kitts in the house, Tampa, Florida, Coastal Bend of Texas, Long Island, South Shore, Munich, Germany, Ocoee, Florida, Trinidad, Highlands County, Avon Park, Florida. We got Shane from Anguilla, Grenada, Hi Hannah, St. Kitts, Holiday, Florida, West Coast, U.S. St. Virgin Islands, St. Croix, Connecticut, South Georgia, St. Kitts and Nevis. What should we expect with this tropical system? Well, right now looks like some rain on Sunday, maybe some gusty winds, but that's kind of the extent of what we're watching right now. We got, let's see, Jadles watching from Australia. I just like weather. Hey, we like that. Thanks for being here. West Coast of Florida, Arizona. My family lives in Suffolk Country, Long Island. Dillon, South Carolina. UK, Bermuda, Chester, Virginia. Why spend so much time on the fish storms? Atlanta hurricanes hitting the U.S. seem incredibly rare. They're rare, but we've certainly had our fair share of them in the past few years. So we hope not this year. The Bahamas, Davenport, Florida, Bermuda, the Bahamas, and one more from Florida. Folks, so good to be here. So good to have you here. Let's look at those outlooks like I mentioned as we are looking at these fronts coming on through. Possible flooding rains in South Georgia again tomorrow from Savannah, low country of South Carolina, south through North Florida. And then as you get toward Sunday's time frame, a cold front's on the way. That's what's going to change our weather in a big way. Not only does it bring in cooler air this weekend, starting in the Midwest, but settling into next week. Most of next week looks to be below normal. And then the week after Labor Day looks to be below normal in many areas, except for my friends in Florida. You are not below normal, unfortunately. Folks, as always, thank you for being here. If you will, in the comment section right now, let me know where you're watching from. Next video, I'll give you some shout-outs, folks. We'll keep you posted. That's kind of the thing we do here. Thanks for following along, and stay tuned.